So, he's David Harmer.
He's Ray Globe.
And together we are
The Glomer Twins.
Socially distanced spoken word from the Beat Generation.
So what was all that about?
What?
That intro music.
Oh, a bit of breakbeat.
Breakbeat? You promised me something classy like Eye of the Tiger.
Eye of the Tiger.
Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah, well, breakbeat's more sort of down with the kids, isn't it? You know, now we've joined the YouTube generation.
Down with the kids. Us.
Okay.
YouTube generation.
Yeah.
Is that like MySpace?
Yes, David, it's a bit like MySpace.
Ah, down with the kids it is then. Can I just say at this point, I think you should have put some trousers on.
Well, nobody can tell.
I can tell.
No, you can't.
No, I can't, can I?
Anyway, what's it been like for you?
What?
Lockdown.
Oh, you know, no different really.
How do you mean?
Avoiding crowds, social distancing, we're used to that.
Yeah, well, sounds a bit like a Glomer Twins gig.
Exactly. So why are we here? I mean, when I say here, I mean why am I here and why are you there?
Well, we're doing an online show for the Fringe.
Oh, what's it about?
Well, it's about our experiences during the last 6 months.
Oh dear.
Exactly.
So Ray, how's it been for you?
Well, David, I'm glad you asked me.
Another day in lockdown, the world spins in reverse. The existential meltdown just keeps on getting worse. Down at the supermarket, there's fear behind the smiles. Discord at the deli counter, scuffles in the aisles. Survival of the quickest, who think they're being shrewd. Trolleys full of toilet rolls and no room left for food. Is this the calm before the storm or the lull before the lull? Like a wet weekend in Withensea or a Wednesday night in Hull. They're queuing on the pavement, they're queuing at the door. Some people queuing in the queue, not sure what they're queuing for. Social isolation, I've mastered the technique. Now oldies hour up Waitrose is the highlight of the week. The only time the doorbell rings its sad ironic chime is for Tesco home delivery or Amazon bloody Prime. It's not the calm before the storm, it's the lull before the lull. Like a wet weekend in Withensea, then a Wednesday night in Hull. Banged up in Birmingham, in solitary in Speak, where every day is Sunday and there's 8 days every week. In a topsy-turvy turnaround, now touching is taboo. Cause if I see you and you see me, you could see me in ICU. Keep a social distance to keep your tissues dry. Keep up your resistance, stay at home or die. I'm sick of the anxiety and yearn for something dull. Like a wet weekend in Withensea or a Wednesday night in Hull. The streets are full of nothing, the TV's full of grief. The ship of state is listing and about to hit a reef. Geography is history, your sat-nav is defunct. Wanderlust frustrated, your travel plans all junked. Arrivederci Roma, auf Wiedersehen Berlin. So long New York City, will we ever meet again? When this whole thing's over, I'll never mock the pull of a wet weekend in Withensea or a Wednesday night in Hull.
So,
Am I not in that one then?
no,
Oh, that's a shame. I quite like Withernsea.
Well, what have you been up to then?
Not much, really.
Hey, do you ever see Big Frank these days?
Big Frank? Oh, yes. He's not been too well lately, you know. He went to the Cheltenham Festival early in the year and came down with a bit of man flu.
Lockdown, shutdown, blockdown, knockdown, crash to stop down, hard as a rock down, lockdown, shutdown, broken clock down, no tick tock down, my town countdown.
They said stay at home, but for a laugh, we took ourselves down to the park. Got in the beers, nothing by half, bathed in the sunshine, home after dark.
Lockdown, shutdown, broken clock down, no tick tock down, my town countdown. Lockdown, shutdown, showdown, blowdown, all frown, mouth down, low down, slow down.
Some soft talk about catching the flu. Cheltenham Fest, what a week. A really big crowd, what could you do? I copped a packet on a winning streak.
Lockdown, shutdown, showdown, blowdown, all frown, mouth down, low down, slow down. Lockdown, shutdown, stop the flow down, our lives slow down, round 6 knockdown.
After 15 hours in PPE, she drove to Tesco's to spend a few quid. Shelves all empty, nothing for tea. Sat in the car, cried like a kid.
Lockdown, shutdown, stop the flow down, our lives slow down, round 6 knockdown. Lockdown, shutdown, doing it now down, no float, drown down, stop all the clocks down.
All round the world, politicians preach. We did our best, we're not to blame. A president said we ought to drink bleach. They don't seem to feel the shame.
Lockdown, shutdown, lockdown, knockdown, crash to stop down, hard as a rock.
And nothing again will be the same.
Down, no tick tock down, my town countdown.
Lockdown, don't visit your parents. Lockdown, don't visit your parents. Be alert. Stay alert.
So is he fully recovered now then?
Who?
Big Frank!
Oh, yeah, except now he's Little Frank. 3 months in an induced coma. Lost 10 stone.
Well, every cloud. By the way, who's supposed to be dealing with continuity for this show?
Why?
Well, your wallpaper's all over the place.
Oh, well, that's Malcolm's job.
Right. Hold on a minute. Malcolm, can you do anything about David's wallpaper?
How do you mean?
Well, it's ruining the continuity of the show.
Well, what can I do?
Eh?
I'm in Derbyshire, you're in Sheffield, David's in Doncaster. How can I possibly coordinate continuity?
Well, do what you can.
And when do I get to say Inspector Norse?
Wrong show, Malcolm. Maybe next time. Eh? Right, I've told him.
Good. Hey, you had a birthday this year, didn't you?
Yeah, I have one every year, sadly.
Oh, yeah, you're not keen on birthdays. How did it go?
How did it go? This is how it went.
Another bloody birthday, a pointless exercise. Another bloody milestone on the road to my demise. Another Tesco meal for one, slammed in the microwave. Another night of telly, oh, 1 foot in the bloody grave. Well, that's the way that things were heading before this whole thing started spreading. Now it's something we're all dreading. 4 funerals, no wedding. No more saga holidays, forget the bloody cruise. Just weeks and weeks of worrying, too many fags, Too much booze, another bedside vigil. Words are left unsaid. Another bloody funeral. Another empty bed. That's the way that things are heading. Super spreaders, super spreading. A face mask you wouldn't be caught dead in. 4 funerals, no wedding. Another family fallout as kith and kin connive. The wedding invitation that never will arrive. It's payback for the pangolin whose tale will soon unfold. Revenge is like gazpacho, a dish that's best served cold. But that's the way that things are heading. While this virus keeps on spreading, who'd have thought that we'd be dreading 4 funerals, no wedding. Another month of Sundays, another wet weekend. These having so much fun days just never seem to end. Busy doing nothing, it's the safest thing to do. Busy going nowhere, well come and join the bloody queue. That's the way that things are heading. While this thing just keeps on spreading, here's the future we're all dreading. 4 funerals, no wedding. Acute cognitive dissonance is starting to kick in. Maybe it's my innocence, I need a thicker skin. We're clapping for the carers, save our NHS, then grassing on the neighbours and tipping off the press. Given the way that things are heading, I'll get the part that I've been dreading, playing the bloke who winds up deading. 4 funerals, no wedding. I'm off to buy a barge pole. Okay, it may sound rough, but 6 degrees of separation doesn't seem enough. Walking back to happiness, the prospect looks quite bleak. So keep your distance, stay alert. Oh look, here comes a second peak. Asymptomatic, but still shedding. That's the way it keeps on spreading. I think we know where this is heading. 4 funerals, no wedding. 4 funerals, no wedding. No wedding. No wedding. No wedding. 4 funerals, no wedding. No wedding. No wedding. No wedding.
So there you go.
That was cheerful.
Thanks.
What happened to your hair on that video?
Well, barbers have been shut for months.
Oh no, but they're open now though.
Yeah, well, I was thinking of leaving it like this.
How come?
Well, it covers a multitude of sins.
Oh, the fact that you're receding.
I am not receding. I've got a very high hairline.
Oh yeah, and I had these grey highlights put in on purpose.
Whatever.
No, seriously, not being able to get your hair cut for 3 months. Scary.
Tell me about it.
That's just what I'm about to do.
Woke up this morning, sat up in bed, got some kind of haystack stuck to my head, like a thatched roof, a ferret that's dead, my pompadour is rising, like homemade bread. After a month, had the quiver fill heavily, after 3 more like Beverly. Got a constant headache, hair weighs so heavily. One day I'll have it all cut off, start some serious revelry. We got the blues, the hairy, scary lockdown blues. We all need a barber, baby. Which new style you gonna choose? Let me tell you about my friend Ray. We did some FaceTime the other day. He burst out laughing, said, "Dave, I gotta say, on your old head I'm counting 500 shades of grey." I said, "Hey Ray, late last night, did you experience some kind of fright? Your complexion is pale. Step into the light. All your hair is sticking up 3 times its normal height. We got the blues. The hairy, scary lockdown blues. We all need a barber, baby. Which new style you gonna choose?" Let me tell you about my friend Don. Bald as a coot since 21. Skin on his head, iridescent day glow. Now he's got bright peachy fuzz like a Renaissance halo. My bun is too big, I can't ignore the way it's flowing towards the floor. Can't see my ears, where is my jaw? Haven't been this hairy since 1974. We got the blues. The hairy, scary lockdown blues. We all need a barber, baby. Which new style you gonna choose? Now let me tell you about my friend Raj. Hair so big and bouncy, oh, way too large. Couldn't start his car, battery on charge. Couldn't get back through the door, slept in the garage. Oh, let me tell you about my friend Lee. Pretty crazy hairstyle, I know you'd agree. Bent down on the pavement to scratch his knee. A passing dog mistook him for a convenient tree. We got the blues. The hairy, scary lockdown blues. We all need a barber, baby. Which new style you gonna choose?
Just a minute.
What are you doing?
I'm sorry, I felt a vibration in my trousers. It's always best to check.
But we're recording a show. I hope it's important.
It is. It's a text from my doctor.
Oh dear, what does it say?
I've got to let him know if I've been within 2 metres of anyone.
Oh, well, I'm okay then.
How come?
I'm 18 miles away.
Well, that's the illusion shattered again. Just when I thought we were getting away with it.
Yeah, I think the wallpaper's a bit of a giveaway.
Well, thankfully, it's all sorted now.
What is?
This virus thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They've got an app for it.
App?
Yeah?
Is that a bit like MySpace?
Yes, David. It's a bit like MySpace. It's called Test and Trace. If you feel a vibration in your trousers, you've got to go home and stay there for 2 weeks.
I think I'd have done that anyway.
Did you show your face in a crowded place? Test and trace. Did someone else invade your space? Test and trace. Write their names down just in case.
Don't be shy, it's no disgrace.
They'll accept it with good grace. Test and trace. Test and trace. The party last week was just ace. Test and trace. Meeting up with Jules and Jace. Test and trace. You got completely off your face.
Fell into a firm embrace.
Now the doctor's on your case. Test and trace. Test and trace. While this virus spreads apace. Test and trace. They're not giving up the chase. Test and trace. But if you don't give the human race,
Quite a bit of breathing space.
you'll end up on their database. Test and trace. Test and trace.
Test.
Well, you'll just feel a prick.
Track.
They've got a box to tick.
Trace.
They need to find out quick when you met with your sidekick.
Find out if they're feeling sick.
They reckon that should do the trick. Well, now they've got an app for that. Test and trace. It just makes your battery flat. Test and trace. May as well just take potluck.
Everybody, pass the book.
'Cause no one seems to give a look. Just test and trace. Test and trace. What's his face?
Out of place.
Welfare case.
No disgrace.
Face to face.
In cyberspace.
Reach first base.
Breakneck pace.
Uppercase.
Interface.
Queen and lace.
Steeplechase.
Off the pace.
Lost in space.
Test and trace.
Test and trace.
So keep your distance.
Stay alert.
Test, track and trace.
I think I preferred shake, rattle and roll.
I think you might be right.
Has it finished yet?
Nearly. Test and trace. Here we go.
Test and trace.
Well, that's our 2020 so far.
No, it could have been worse.
How could it have been worse?
Well, we're not dead.
Well, we could be after this show.
That's true.
So, do we have any consoling words of wisdom to leave our audience with?
Not really.
But it's all been a bit bleak.
Well, we are called the Glummer Twins,
Yeah.
after all.
Well, that's it then. Stay safe.
Keep your distance.
Stay at home.
Stay alert.
Don't go out.
Prefab Sprout.
Hey?
Hot dog.
Jumping Frog.
Albuquerque.
He's still David Harmer.
He's still Ray
And
Glow.
we've been
the
Glummer
Glummer
Twins.
Twins.
Well, that seemed to go okay.
You've done it again.
What?
That music.
What's wrong with it?
What's wrong with it? It's too loud. There's no tune.
You're getting too old for this. Are you going to take that wallpaper down there?
What? Cost a fortune, this. It's very trendy.
Right. Edinburgh Fringe 2021 then?
Let's hope so.
Yeah.